Yo, what the deal? It's your boy X.E.L. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you. Yes, you for coming back. But if you're new here, please do me a favor and like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. That'll let you know when I drop another video. And today we'll be going over complete control inside of Cakewalk. So let's get right into it. But first, word from my sponsor. This video is sponsored by DistroKid. And DistroKid is the best way to get your music on all these streaming platforms like Apple, Tidal, Amazon, Spotify, IG, and even TikTok. So you can get your music played on all these platforms for $19.99 a year with my 7% discount off that first year. The link will be below in the description. But I want to talk about another feature that they just added in here, which is called DistroVid. Yes, DistroVid allows you to actually put your video up on sites like Vivo. You'll be able to see the videos inside of these applications. And it's $99 a year. And if you have a label, it'll be $49 for each additional artist on there. And you can upload as many videos as you want. So definitely check out DistroVid. All right, let's get back to the video. So here we are in Cakewalk. I'm going to start with my freeware template. If you don't know how to make a template inside Cakewalk, you have to watch the first Freeware Cookup and it will show you how to actually create a template. We're just going to hit on this plus sign and we're going to go to instruments and we're going to go into complete control and we're going to make, let's just say 8. I'm going to do 8. I don't know if I'll use all 8, but we're just going to create 8 of them. All right, so this is complete control. This is what it looks like. It'll usually pop up on your screen like this. You have an option for your libraries. You also have an option for files. So if you know where your files are on your computer, you can actually look for them in here and actually pull them inside of complete control. Right? If you go over here to this right-hand side, this little box here, you hit this plus sign, it'll give you an option to actually pull in instruments as well. So if you have instruments loaded up on your computer or VSTs, you can actually pull them up inside of complete control. So this is basically like having your own little workstation in itself. That's why I really like using complete control, and it gives you a lot of versatility as well. All right, so in here you have your loops. So this is your loop section. So if you have any kind of loops inside of your complete control, they'll be in here. You can break them down by the types and the characters. And you also have one-shots here. So this is your one-shots. So what's really cool about it is that you have, this is the complete control version. This is basically native instrument stuff. And you can also have your own. So this little person over here is your personal stuff. So it'll pull up all of my different one-shots that I have. If I had any loops in here, it'll pull up those loops. And if I have any instruments, they'll also pull up over here as well. So this gives you a really nice range of different things you can actually use and set up inside of complete control. All right, I'm just going to grab an 808 and drop it in here. So once you pull it in, it'll actually give you the whole WAV file. It'll give you an option to pitch it up or down, your different envelopes. So you can do one shots, attack, hold, and decay. And then you have the ADSR, which is attack, decay, sustain, and release. You have an option here to loop a section. So you can actually turn on the loop section and then set your loop points. And then you usually want to kind of zoom in so you can kind of see what's going on. And you want to kind of have it to where they both line up at the same spot. So if I had it on just this one, it may be okay. But usually I like to do at least 2. So it'll give a good wave. And if you want to get, extra fancy, you can do 4. But I kind of want to start where it's at the bottom here. And then you want to use your fade. So what the fade will do is actually get it to blend in very, very nicely when you're actually hitting the key. So in order to actually get it to loop around, you want to actually have it on the ADSR. So I'm going to click on ADSR and then I can click on it. And as you see, it's a continuous loop, and that way you can kind of sustain your 808s if you need to. All right. And up here you have your section for your scales and ARPs. You have your voicing. So usually you want to use this for your 808. So you want to set the voicing. You can click on the number 8, go to legato, and it'll give you an option for a glide. So you can do glide notes. Usually I'll probably have it around like 9 seconds or like 8. Usually those are pretty good for me when I'm trying to do like a slide. So you'll get a nice little glide from that as well. So if you know you're going to be using a lot of slide notes, it's good to actually have this loop point on, and you'll be able to use your glide and slide options as well. And of course, you have your pitch, filter, modulation, LFO, and velocity wheels, stuff like that. All this is included inside of Komplete Kontrol. So you really can't go wrong with using this inside of any DAW. It doesn't matter which one you're using. All right, so basically this is just a real simple breakdown of it before we start making the beat. But if you want a more in-depth video on Komplete Kontrol, let this video get to 50 likes and we'll actually get that set up so you can get a full walkthrough of Komplete Kontrol and all the functions inside of it. But let's get back to the video. All right, so let's see if we can get something started. I'm gonna set the tempo here to, let's do 90 beats per minute. So make it more like a boom bap-ish kind of thing. Actually, let's do 88. All right, so for this Komplete Kontrol, what I'm gonna do is on this plus sign, and I wanna go and actually load up Keyzone Classic, and you can actually load in VSTs inside here. Like I said, let me get to 50 likes on this video, and I'll show you how to get all of this set up inside of your Komplete Kontrol. So let's set a 4-bar loop. I'm gonna double click on here to bring up the piano roll. All right, so let's see, let's start with a pretty good scale. Let's start with, let's do an F sharp. All right, I'm gonna turn it on and let's do minor. So let's start down here. Let's pull this out some. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of push this all over. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 of them here, right? And let's kind of move stuff around, and then we can do like some inversions of the chords as well. All right, so let's move this one around. All right, so I think that is okay. So let's actually start to move some things around. I want to move these middle keys. So I'm gonna hold down Control and click on all the middle ones. And I'm gonna do a Control and a number 8 and pull those up an octave. All right, so what I want to do is kind of make them kind of strum a little bit and also change some of the rhythm of it as well. I'll grab this one and let's bring it back. Stretch this one out. We're going to do the same for this one. Bring that in and stretch this one out. I think that sounds pretty good. So we're kind of going to leave these as that. But at this point, it'll be all up to you. If you wanted to add some other notes on top to kind of give it a little more flair, you add like a little, some kind of little drizzle down. But yeah, so that's if you want to actually do some extra stuff. You can always add extra on here. I'm not going to do that for this video. This is just basically for demonstration purposes. And as I'm loading up the instruments on here, I realize that if you are loading up a sound, let's say you have, this is a snare right here, right? If I just hit play, you see there's nothing on this line or channel. If I hit play, it'll still play that snare. And that's because it's on Omni, which means that anything that's playing or has been played is going to go through that same channel. So what you want to do is change it to whatever you have as the controller. So I'm just going to use Komplete Kontrol for now to add them onto all of them. And that this way I won't have any issues with it playing other sounds. I'm not sure why it's like that inside of Cakewalk, but it is something that does occur. So I just wanted to inform you of that while I'm actually getting everything set up. All right, so now I have some drums set up. Let's get into the drums. So I have the hi-hats here, so I'm just gonna kind of just play some hi-hats. And I can just duplicate these over. I'm just gonna record this one in. It's going to kind of layer up the snare with that little hat in there, and then we can just, all right, just going to duplicate this over. All right, so now we have a little bit of drums going here. We're just going to add the kick, and then we should be good to go. All right, and then let's see if we can add an 808 in here. All right, so what I'll do is just go to the piano and actually take these bass notes, and that way I'll know kind of like the rhythm of what we're actually going for. Control C that, go back to the 808, go make sure at the beginning, Control V. All right, so now I have the 808 laid out, I have the drums laid out, and I have the piano in there, and this is what it sounds like together. I think that's pretty dope. So now all I want to do is add another sound. So let's add another instrument. I'm going to do another complete control. Let's make sure we turn off the Omni. All right. And let's see if we can find a sound. So I'm actually going to go to an instrument. So let's see if we can find in here. All right, and as you can see, I could pull up Spitfire Labs in here as well. So let's see if we can find some short strings. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab the chords, I'm gonna drag it down to the strings. So now we have the strings in here. Let's actually raise them up an octave. So I'm gonna do Control and the number 8 on my number pad, bring it up an octave. All right, so now let's actually use the ARP function. So right here where it says arpeggiator, I'm gonna turn it on. So I think I like that. So what I'm gonna do is just do a Control and B to bounce the clips, and that way I'll actually have the ARPs showing inside of Cakewalk. So now what I want to do, I want to make sure I strum these pianos. All right, so what I basically did was just use the velocity and do like a randomizer on the velocity itself. And I'll change that. So now the keys are playing at different velocities as well as strumming. So yeah, really cool. All right, so now you see we have the keyboard or the piano, strings, bass, and some drums added, all with complete control. To say it's not a really good VST is an understatement. It's very, very good. I believe everybody should actually have it in their arsenal, whether you're using Cakewalk or not. But with that being said, that's pretty much the end of this video. I hope you really enjoyed this freeware cookup. And once again, it's your boy, X.E.L. Till next time, people. Peace.